Well, good Wednesday morning to you all. It's almost noon on Wednesday, which means we are about halfway through this week. And I just wanted to pop on and offer just a weekly devotional for us. If you're looking for a daily devotional resource, there's a lot of great ones out there. The PCUSA has a daily prayer app that you can get on Google or Android or Amazon. I think it's $2.99. I know for those of you that have gone on Emmaus, the Upper Room has some great devotional resources. Me personally, I've been going through a devotional resource that a group of seminary students that I went to school with had put together. And they wrote this before any of the coronavirus stuff came about. And so it's interesting to see the passages that they chose, and it was written for Lent. And the passage for today came from Matthew 17, and it's the story of the Transfiguration. And it was really interesting to me. It's a story where we see Jesus go up to the mountain, and he prays, and the skies open up, and this great light kind of comes down. It shines upon him, and you see the image of Moses and Elijah and Jesus together, and the disciples are there, and they're kind of perplexed by all of it. And after the scene is over, Peter is there, and he says, hey, we should build a temple. We should build one for you, Jesus, one for Moses, one for Elijah. And it says that Peter didn't know what he was talking about. And I find it so comforting, I think, to look at the lives of the disciples sometimes, because there's a lot that they didn't know, didn't see, couldn't understand. And I think that right now we're in the middle of something that we don't know, we can't totally see in its entirety, that we can't understand. I was going back and I was watching a movie that was made before 2001, and it had this airport scene in it. It was just interesting to me to see the people, saying goodbye to their loved ones at the gate and not having to take their shoes off at security, and all these things that we implemented after 9/11. And it made me kind of think and realize that things, most likely in a matter of weeks, hopefully, maybe months, we'll go back to normal, seemingly, that we'll kind of be able to move around again and see each other in person again. And some of that will change. But I think that much like the circumstances around 9/11, there's some things that aren't gonna change. I think there are some things that are just gonna be a part of our new reality. And we don't understand what that means and what that looks like and how that affects us. The kids were getting a little stir crazy, and so they wanted to play a game of indoor hide and seek. And so over the weekend we were playing, and Lisa was counting to 30, and I was running up the stairs, and I managed to roll my ankle and fall on the stairs. And I sprained it pretty bad, and I wasn't able to put any weight on it for a little while. And one of my neighbors came by and gave me a scooter that he had when he had sprained his ankle before. And after a day or two, I started using it, and I went to go put my knee on the scooter, and I realized this pain just shooting through my shin and my knee. And I look down, and I see these two giant bruises, one on my knee and one on my shin. And I was so preoccupied with the pain that I was feeling in my ankle that I didn't become aware of the fact that I had bruised myself in another place. I think for a lot of us, we become so preoccupied, maybe preoccupied with the anxiety that's going around, with the scarcity that's going around, with the politics that are all around this, that we don't realize that there's maybe some inner turmoil that's also happening with us. There are things that we don't understand completely because we can't see it fully. But the beauty of the Transfiguration is that we don't need to understand. That there are some things that are just far greater than we can comprehend, and that as Christ was transformed before the disciples, that our world is being transformed. And that's not just because of this. I think our world was always being transformed. And in the middle of all of that transformation, God still exists. God still is present. God is still real. And God is still active and moving and evident in the world all around us, even though things look and feel very different. I've been able to see and hear and find different ways to experience and to see and to know the presence of God in the middle of all of this that looks very different. But it's there nonetheless. So my prayer for you today, as we're halfway through this week, is that you would be able to see and find God in the midst of all of this, in the faces of the people that are around you. I'm going to invite those of you that are members of our community, feel free to post in the comment section below, post a picture, post a few words of where you have seen God this week, in ways that you haven't seen God before. Where has it been made visible for you? Where has the world around you that seemed so ordinary before, where has it been transformed into new and beautiful ways? Praying for you all, and hope to see you all again soon.